Cowboy here. I was thinking today, I owe a thank you to all the people out there for their votes. It's like I ran for an office, and I'm thanking people for their votes. Like I won something, But it's true though, the votes, the people's votes, especially in this city, Pocatello, set me free. I'm not kidding. Without them voting a certain way, I'd still be locked up, 100%. So I want to thank the people for voting strongly, and I prayed for them to vote to see the wickedness, to see it clearly. I think they already, you know what I mean? Most of the city's not that dumb. No, we're not. The good old boys think we are, but we're not. We're hip to what's going on. We'd fire all of them if we could today, but one at a time. But anyways, their vote, the way they voted, it was so strong, the way they voted. When I went to court after that, a little time after that, that vote of the people was critical in my release. Critical. So thank you guys for voting. Thank you guys for voting for yours truly. Even though I wasn't on the ballot, you voted for me to go get out of jail. I would never have gotten out of jail without you guys. So appreciate it. I underestimated the people, and I'll never underestimate the people again. I'll never. You know what I mean? That's part of what got me in trouble. I underestimated the people. I thought the people were just like the good old boys, or they were afraid of the good old boys, and they're just like intimidated to vote for them again, So I'm just like, anyways, the people spoke loudly. I'm like, maybe I should put my faith in the people more than I do, from this point forward. But one of the inmates was like, the people were gonna vote that way anyways. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? He's like, yeah, the people were done. I'm like, I couldn't really tell. If I would have known that, I would have made different decisions. I would have. I would have been in lockdown in the first place if I could see the future, what the people were gonna do. I already knew what the good old boys were gonna try to do. I already knew that, but I didn't know. I thought the election was gonna be rigged as well. I thought they were gonna rig the election. You know what I mean? Try all the shenanigans to rig it. You know what I mean? Do all the deceptive tactics and stuff, It looked like they tried to do all the dirty moves, before the election, but it didn't work. The people saw right through it. The people saw right through it. We're like, nope, we're done. We had enough. And I thank them for that. Hopefully they thought of me locked up, you know what I'm saying? They're like, some of the people knew why I was locked up. Maybe that's why they're like, that was wrong to lock him up like that. I think so too. I think they went way overboard. I apologized and they didn't care that I apologized. No, they didn't care one hoot. So fine, you don't care about my apology? I'll continue with my videos. Sorry. But yeah, next thing on the docket is get Roger Shea fired by February. That's the next thing on the docket. We'll get it done. We got one accomplishment done. Well, this is the next one. Yep. Hopefully we get it accomplished. Yeah. So, anyways, just want to thank the people for voting strongly and loudly. It was the strongest voiced in a vote. The strongest voice without saying anything. It was the strongest, like, whoa. The people were loud with this voice. Whoa. You should have saw the vote count. You should have saw the vote count. I'm like, whoa. People have had enough. I didn't even realize. I knew like 1,000 people had had enough, but I didn't know more than that. Secretly had enough of the leadership. I didn't know that. I'm like, whoa. That's a big chunk of the city that's had enough of the leadership that I didn't realize. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. I just recently found out we can remove judges by vote. Oh, this is just the start. I know some corrupt judges. The one that committed me comes to mind immediately. I was completely sober. And I told the staff there, I'm like, I'm going to get committed no matter what I do. No matter what I do, doesn't matter what I do. They have an agenda to commit me. So I just sat there quiet, sober, while they did their little kangaroo court and then committed me. I'm like, all right, staff, you owe me $50. I predicted that you owe me $50, you know what I mean? Public defender did okay. The public defender was like, what? He was confused that judge committed me. That's how obvious that it was a con. It was like they had an agenda. The public defender was like, what the heck? Because the public defender talked to me the day before, like completely normal, completely sane. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just watch, you know. I didn't tell the public defender they were going to commit me no matter what he said. I didn't tell him that, but that's how well I know the good old boys. You know what I mean? I was raised around the good old boys, like enemy territory. I was raised. That's already know what they're gonna do. They're so evil, you know. I'm like, he'll commit me. Yep. They'll send me to jail, and when I get to jail, I'll go to the worst part of the jail, which I did. That's how much I can predict the good old boys. Evil is predictable. That's what I thought about today. It's so predictable. They don't repent. They don't change. They double down, triple down. You know, next time they capture me, they'll send me to Guantanamo Bay by airplane. I'm not kidding. There's no limit to them. None. That's how evil they are. They didn't count on me being out right now. But thanks to the people, the vote, the people saved me. The people. I'm not kidding. The people. You guys. Pocatello people. Saved me. Voting matters. It didn't just get someone new elected. It got a man out of jail. It did. Without bond. No one would pay my bond, but that vote was my bond out. It was a critical factor. Critical. That's what I told an inmate. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing. The way the people voted, you know, it could get even stronger vengeance against me, which it still might before the old regime is gone. They might still come after me before their time is done. You know what I mean? Before Roger gets fired, he's going to come after me. I know it. You know, he's probably ordering it right now. You know, find him, plant evidence against him. You know, set him up again for the millionth time. You know, and that's how corrupt they are. Little do they know I set them up to set me up. I set up the police 3 times this year. And then they set me up after that. But I was the one that originated the setting up of the police since they did Ant-Man. My friend Ant-Man, I saw them mess with him in front of me. And I'm like, I'm getting involved. This is before they shot Victor. So I intentionally have had the police one-on-one, you know, face-to-face with me 3 times this year. And they raised the bar each time. Each time they raised the bar. I'm like wasting their time and stuff, you know, on purpose. That's another reason they're pissed. It's like I'm giving them false things to come after me. Because I like seeing the enemy in the eyes. You know what I mean? None of this digital stuff. I want them coming after me. Next time be wares with batons and stuff. I know that, you know. Then I don't know if they'll execute me like Victor, but that might be way down the road. I don't know. I'm still young. There's still time for them to do the coup de grace against me. So I'm like the one guy that doesn't even have to set up you know how some people set up suicide by cop and stuff? I don't have to. They hate me that much. I don't have to. They just shoot me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to die. But they're like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm not kidding. I don't even have to set up my own death. They'll just do it for me. Not that I want to, but I'm just saying that's how much hate they have for me, especially now. So, but anyways, Just want to thank the people. That's what this video is about. Thanking the 10,000 people that voted the right way. The 10,000 people that voted the right way. Thank you. Wolverine's free. Johnny's free. I appreciate the people that call me Johnny. They know me. My enemies call me my legal name, you know. I'm like, they're my enemy. Whatever. It makes them feel safe to call me by my legal name. Makes them feel in control. Makes them feel in charge to call me by my legal name. Even though my legal name is deadly as well. That's what God taught me as well. And the inmates, they're like, you got a mean name. I'm like, I do. But just call me Johnny. Thanks. Anyway, that's all I'll say for this video.